Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. It is the sister chat day. How my sisters doing? How my brothers doing that's watching the sisters? Matter of fact, I think that covered everybody. Did they cover everybody? Female, male. That covered everybody. So look, we coming in a little late, but I got a special guest with me tonight. Yes, I do. I don't have the infamous Starlene Bates tonight, but I have another star in the room. Yes. You got to stick around and see who that other star is. And you know, she's that little light of mine. And tonight, she's going to let it shine with me right here on the Sister Chat. But we just need you to do one thing. Get ready for what? I don't know. Because tonight episode is about take care you. So we're going to take care of you. Get ready because the experience starts now.
Hey.
Hello. I got excited. I couldn't wait no more.
I said, push the button. Push the button.
So welcome everybody. Yes, we're on the sister chat, and I have my little light of mine, my sunshine Val in the house from the V spot and from Turn It Up Thursday.
Yes. How are
Hey.
you?
I'm good. How are you? Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. I am doing well. Listen, I was in there making my tea and I thought I had enough time, but you skipped at least like 10 seconds. And then I was like, I'm not ready.
Wait, how about I did a oops? Oh well, can't stop it now.
I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Look,
Child, mother has the biggest cup of tea you would ever even imagine. I love this cup, right? It's
is
pink.
that one of the cups you've made?
No, I did not. This is actually from Pink.
Oh,
So yeah. So inside of it was a nice little like gift, like a Bath and Body type of gift. But the cup is awesome. This ladies and gentlemen, and I do sir, I'm sorry. This is a great tea cup. This is a great cereal cup. This is a great soup cup, just so y'all know. All right.
just so y'all know. And that's a part of the opening for what we talking about today. Take care you. Because you got your big cup of tea to take care you.
Oh, so take care of you. Oh, okay.
Without
So
the it's a little ratchet. Take care of you. Go
because
here,
you
boo.
because you want
Take
to know
you.
when I heard what the topic was, I was like, is we saying bye to people? Like, how you be like, take care of you? Like,
Yep. Yep,
okay,
all of the above. It fits under the whole
here,
umbrella of it all. Whatever take care
okay,
of you needs to be. It needs to be see you. It needs to be take care. It could be anything, but
okay.
it's all about at the end of the day, you.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get
I love
everything
it.
together, we're gonna let everybody get ready and welcome everybody that's coming through, newcomers. So wait a minute, I got this thing that's been going on. I don't know if you've seen it. Somebody with the V tech. What's that all about?
I have no idea. I've just been blocking them on the back end. Um, So they have been blocked because I'm just afraid that they're going to like come in to try to do something to break up the experience. So when I see that, and I've been seeing it so much, I just kindly hit the, timeout button. And then if that same name pops up, then I hit the block button. But definitely it lets us know. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you guys so much for checking in.
And now we just checked them out. So take care of you.
Take care of you. Take care of you. Okay.
Take care of you. I don't know
Yes.
who you are, but whatever and whoever you are,
Mhm.
yeah, we just gave you notice. So okay. So moving right along, as Kermit
Okay.
the Frog would say, moving right along. We're going to let you know how we are doing, what we're doing, and where you can find us. Now, since normally, if we was anywhere else, I will call on the hospitality department, but the hospitality department don't reside on the sister chat. So I'm going to be nice today because my star came in for me today and just shining up my room.
Well, I can definitely still do it. It's perfectly fine if you
Oh, do you want to do that?
it's not a problem.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give her the microphone.
Welcome, 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 sisters and brothers, to the Sister Chat. Happy Hump Day. I am so excited to be here, and I hope that you guys are excited as well. We have a great experience for you. Please know that we are streaming live right now on all of our YouTube channels. So if you are coming in under YouTube, just please say hello to us. Let us know your name. Let us know that you are here. If you are watching on social media, you are coming in under three ways. Yes, you're still coming in under three ways. You are coming in under the Know, that is the KNOW BS Duo Show. So make sure you guys say hello. And our sisters and our brothers, please make sure you give StreamYard the option to say your name. We don't want to call you a StreamYard or a Facebook user. And of course, this is also being pushed out and chatted right now inside of the V Spot. Also, know that we are on all major streaming podcast apps. So you can check us out there, After the Experience and TKBSDS Productions.com, where you can get us uncut and unmute. So, welcome to the experience, guys. That's it.
That was why we love her and always get it out to clear. I'm going to find a way that we're going to make this one of our infomercials. We're going to make her come in. I'm going to introduce that. So we ain't got to do all that. We just go press the button since we like to press buttons up here.
Press the button. Press the button.
So how you like what we doing back here? You see, we floating on the cloud, baby.
I actually love that. I think that is really cute. I love the whole interactive thing that's going on. So I love
Yeah. It kind of takes you and puts you in a whole different mood.
mm-hmm.
Sometimes in order for us to take care of ourselves, we kind of have to block out everything around us in order to reach ourselves. Because where we are be so loud, you can't hear what's going on. You can't see what's going on. And it's like, okay, I need a time out. So that's where we need to be on the Take Care of You part 1. Because of course, there's a Take Care of You part 2 where we tell you, take care of you and be out.
Okay.
Okay, because you know what Val says. I'm gonna let her tell you what her disclaimer is.
Honey, I am here for it. Drinking my tea.
She said she here for it, y'all.
Drinking my tea.
Drinking hot tea.
And still minding my business.
About that. People don't understand. When you minding your business, that's a whole ordeal.
Yes, it is.
That's a whole vibe. Love it.
Vibe to stay in your lane.
Oh, she going straight in, y'all. She didn't even let us put the disclaimer out. She just sipping. She said, look, I'm just sipping. So listen, we're going to go ahead and throw our disclaimer out real quick. Like us, love it, share it, because you never know. This experience may not be for you, but it may be for somebody that you know, and they can be helped, inspired, encouraged by what we're saying, because you never know who's not taking care of themselves and taking care of everybody else and forgetting to take care of themselves. And especially right Now, this is also a PBA to everybody, because everything that's going on out here, you need to really take care of you, because
Yes,
we thought it was bad then. This is even more crucial.
it is.
And we have to be so careful of what we're doing. So let me go ahead and throw my disclaimer out there now before anybody get to saying, up, she's making some community guidelines and breaking rules. So my disclaimer is this. I'm not trying to push anything on you. You're not trying to push anything on me. What goes for me, what works for me, may not work for you, and vice versa. What we're just saying is this is a smorgasbord. We're just giving you a different perspective of how we're thinking about life, and maybe make you even just go, wonder, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. That sounds okay. They got a point there. We're not trying to conform nobody, transform anybody. We're just saying, hey, let's talk about it. So we talking from a sister to a sister, from a sister to a brother, and maybe might even have another brother tell another brother about a sister. That's all we hear about. So if the shoe fit, wear it. If you don't want to wear it and it don't fit and it do fit, that's all about you. We're just here to tell it, and you decide what you want to do. That's my disclaimer.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
to the meat and potatoes, shall we?
Yes.
So talking about take care of you, I see right now you're taking care of you, and I'm glad that you're taking care of you, because
Yes,
it's
I am definitely taking care of me. You want to know what? COVID, having COVID for the second time, and surviving. Thank you, God, to the God of my understanding. Thank you so much for that. You know, like we were saying before, there is some residue that was left behind this time. You know, and I had some time to sit and think. You know, you always sit and think. You know, it's always the times when things happen that you sit and think. Like I thought that I was taking care of myself when my daughter became 18. You know, I always say when she turned 18, I turned 18, right?
right.
Because I was learning myself. I was learning myself. I was finding myself because I was always a mom first. It was never Val. It was mom.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything else besides how to be a mom and how to provide. Big ups to Big Sil, my mom, God bless her, who taught me exactly how to make it do what it do. Hi, Tawana. Thank you so much for coming in. But yeah, it's, you know, so I was always a mom. I'm always a mom first. Mom. Cousin. I love my cousin.
Did y'all see how she just like jumped off of that? She was like, wait a minute. Y'all, wait a minute. I got a shout out. Kazzo.
That's my cousin. So you know, one of the things that happened, you know, like I said, and there was some residue that was left behind. You know, it got me to actually sit down this week and to think, like, yeah, these are the things that I love to do. I love coming home and making my tea. That's taking care of me. That's self-care.
Right.
I love turning my phone on airplane mode and just watching TV. That's part of my self-care. I love turning off my notifications and saying not right now, or watching my cat run up and down my hallway. That's what I like. So once I learned that those are the things that I like, and I'm learning to take care of myself, these things are coming more easier to do. To turn that phone off and to say, okay, business hours is over and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not responding to this text right now. That's it. I am going to make my tea and sit down and clear my mind and write out my thoughts. That's it. Things that I used to do is now a priority. I make sure I do those things. And that is my self-care, and that is taking care of me. Because in the times that we're in, if I don't take care of me, who else is going to take care of me?
That's right. That's right.
Who else is going to
That's
take care
right.
of me?
And you made a very valuable point that a lot of people forget, is that major big word that you said, self. And yes, welcome to Lana to the sister chat, sister.
Wow.
And so, you know, we forget because we've been that all the time. That's what we've always been. We've been the sister, we've been the wife, we've been the cousin, we've been the daughter, we've been the niece.
Uh-huh.
We've been the godmother. We've been the friend. We've been the girlfriend. We've been
The coworker.
you know, we've been we, but we never took off the W and added some more care, which was the S in front of it and the LF after the E, which is self.
Mm-hmm.
And when you take care of you, that's what it's about. It's about you. And yes, honey, when I learned how to turn off the phone, I think that was the biggest gift I could ever given myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know me, I never turn my phone off.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of still don't, but I have priority pages where if a particular issue call, family calls, I know that the phone will ring because you don't want to be not available.
Well, yeah, you always want to have your favorites.
Right. You want to have your emergency list
And
developed.
I definitely have my favorites as well, but turning that phone off is a blessing.
Honey.
Because it's overwhelming. We didn't have phones before. Remember, there was a time we didn't have cell phones.
Well,
there was times that we didn't have those phones in our pocket. You know.
Let me tell you, I was the one who used to hang myself from the phone cord because I'd be walking and talking like, oh, so I was happy when the cell phone came. I'm sorry, I was happy. I didn't have to run home to rush home before that phone call because you remember we had to get those phone calls. And those phone calls would be by a certain time. If we didn't get it by a certain time, we missed that phone call. That was it.
That was it, and that was all.
It. But now
that made us rush. That put us in the rush. That put us in the sense of being rushed. And I remember my mother, God bless her, every morning would have her coffee and her cigarette. And those 25 minutes, we could say nothing to her. And I never understood why. My dad would go mind himself somewhere, and the dog would go mind, but we kept following mom. And she would say, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. She needed that time to prepare herself. That was her self-care because my mother, God bless her, was a mother of 6 and a sister of 7 and took care of all of us. So my aunts and my uncles were my brothers and my sisters. So my mom didn't have that time to. But in the morning time, when we saw that cup going up, and we saw that smoke filtering through, we knew at that specific time that was her self-care time.
You know, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say, and I never really understood that, and I never really realized that until my daughter became 18, because I didn't take on that same practice. From the time I got up to the time that I went to bed, I was already premeditating and I was already thinking. While I'm driving from work, I'm already thinking about dinner. While I'm cooking dinner, I'm already thinking about throwing her in the shower. After her shower, I'm already thinking about putting her to bed and ironing our clothes for the next day. So I never had that self-care to be able to say, but oh girl, cheers. Oh, I'm on a wrong show.
No, you can use the V spot today.
I want a rogue experience, but cheers. Okay, with my big old.
It wasn't until my self-care was self-taught, but I didn't know I was doing it until I stopped being able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, when I found myself needing to do it, I was like, I was doing that before. Mm-hmm. I used to work out at Bluebell. And for me, that was me taking a leap of faith and a big step, because I always had a job that was always around the house. The school was only 10 minutes from the house. The job was only 20 minutes from the house. So it was like, if you didn't have the transportation, you could walk or you could ride the bike. Either way, it was always still close to home. Home was always something that was needed for me to be. And then being the oldest, I had to make sure I was always close to home, because I would I never know. You never know. Like, I remember when Ree went to school, she went all the way to South Philly. I was like, are you crazy? Why are you all the way down there? We all the way in West Philly. And I didn't realize what she was even doing by making that big step and then appreciating it later to understand why it was a necessity to make that step. And when I took that ride, it was like maybe 45 minutes on a Friday.
Mhm.
And God bless his soul, I always talked to my grandfather on my ride home. That was me at his time.
Mhm.
Every Friday when I got off of work, he knew I was going to call and we was going to ride for that hour all the way home.
Mhm.
Me and him, nobody else. And nobody else in the family knew that this is what we were doing because he gave me my individual time.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then when I, took ill, and then the whole COVID thing happened, and we had to learn to be by ourselves and do everything by ourselves. But I had the separation of everyone prior to that, because when 2019 came, God had to give me a preview of what 20 was going to be so
Mhm.
that I would be able to handle it. Because if I would have handled 20 without knowing how to deal with 20 before 20 got here, honey, God would have been like, yo, he literally would have heard his voice. Excuse me. Because I would have had a fit, not understanding how to be by myself, do for myself,
Mhm.
without being with anyone else, and dealing with just what was going on, because I had to learn that in 19 due to what happened with me. But then when 20 came, I was already prepared for how to deal with it. So when my sons would come home, they didn't understand when I would say, not right now. I need some peace and quiet for just a
Mhm.
few moments. Let me regather myself,
Mhm.
transition into what I got to do.
That's because it's a transition.
Yeah.
It is a transition that people do not understand. My daughter, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you good?
Your sons did that. My daughter used to do that, and then I started sitting in the car because
Yes.
I
Wait a
needed
minute. Wait.
the best self care. The
No.
best self care is sitting in your car for an hour before you even
Wait.
leave in the house.
Wait. 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 Wait.
Tell me if I'm lying. Am
Wait.
I lying or am I lying?
Wait. Wait. There's
Sean,
a flag on the field, y'all.
Sean, listen. I will get in my
Wait.
car.
Wait. You know we related. You know we related. And everybody that's watching that knows me. Where can you find me if not in my room or on the studio? Where can you find me? Everybody say it together. In my car.
Listen, I will sit in my car. I will sit in my car. Oh, wait. Cuzzo is saying something. She said, my grandmom said she was going to bury her with the phone. Your grandma
Oh,
was
yes,
going
she
to bury
did.
you.
Wait a minute. Bring that back up. What Sylvia say?
She said Shona has always had a phone. My grandma said she was going to bury her with a telephone.
You know what else she used to say? She used to say, girl, one day she told me two things. No, she told me three things. The first thing she said was, what's that growing out your ear? I said, what? She said, oh, that's the phone. And then she would get real quiet like this.
Oh,
And you
that
would
is
just see her shoulders going.
hilarious.
You would see her shoulders going, and her dimples would just pop into her cheeks. And I would just look at her. Then one day she said, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to have a cauliflower out your ear. And then the last thing she said was, she said, you need to get a job doing what you love to do the most. I said, what is that? She said, talk and be on that phone.
Mhm.
And that's when I ended up working in the operations department, where I was in the call center, talking and on the phone. So, and then along with some other things I like to do, I'm so glad that she spoke that into existence, doing something I love to do. But
Mhm.
yes, Sarita, I always had the phone.
Oh
So
my goodness. That is so funny.
yes.
That is so funny.
Oh, my father has walked in the house. Hello, Mr. Hall.
Our Father, you see that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
It
I'm
says,
sorry.
good evening,
Howard.
my daughters. Plural. More than one. Hi, Dad. Cuzzo, I don't even get it, Cuzzo. I don't even know what's going on.
So I see we had some other faces that walked in. We want to address. I saw someone else that said hello. Who was that?
By Goose.
Yes.
Hi,
Hello.
Goose. Thank you so much for coming in. And
Yes.
Tawana says she remembers sitting in the car. Tawana, wasn't that awesome? Like you would come home, I would come home I would drive, you know, my little 20 something minutes, and I would get home and park in front of my door and be like,
Yeah. And sometimes to the point where I had to go to the bathroom. That's how long I was sitting there. So now I got to go to the bathroom.
so
And it
now
was
you're
a
rushing out the car. But that was part of self care. It allowed me to take off the biller hat
yeah,
and to put on the mom hat. So when
yeah.
I walked in the door and I heard my daughter, I was perfectly fine. I was ready for whatever it is she threw at me, because these kids don't care. They throw everything at you but the kitchen sink
Uh,
before you even get upstairs. And God forbid you have a significant other. They waiting to tell you their problems.
my situation was, excuse me, can I go to the bathroom? Excuse me, can I go to the bathroom? I'm in the bathroom. Can
Yeah,
I go to the bathroom? And I'm sitting looking like, are you serious? Like right
it's a
now?
bit much.
Are you seriously?
It's
And
a
it's
bit,
like
but you want to know what? Self care on the bathroom, on the toilet is self care too.
it was a many a days I pretend like I was taking a shower.
With the water
Better
running,
yet,
and I'm
I
just
was still in the shower. Many a day I was still in the shower. Okay. Oh God. But yes.
so,
What you say, Daddy? I did what?
she loved that show, and don't take that away from her. That's right. Thanks, Dad. She plays too much.
But you know, it is just we have to learn to do better and go back to that. I mean, I understand we have our priorities and
Mhm.
we have things that we have to do, but we also have to remember that we have to have priority to self,
That's
because
right.
when we don't take care of self, we can't do for nobody else.
And if we break down,
That's it.
if
That's it.
we break down, that's it. That's it. That's all. So you have to make sure you keep yourself tuned so that you won't break down.
Yeah. 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 And just even like right now, you know, everyone is being attacked,
Hmm.
and we're being attacked from all angles, but the word said so.
Hmm.
Because you know, I will go to church. Y'all must have known I was going to say it. Y'all know I was going to say it, right? When I go to church, and you know, my pastor, oh wait a minute, let me correct that. um our pastor, well, not Val's pastor, but you know, Sarita was here because they always say I make everything mine, which I do, but that is still my pastor. My pastor, Reverend James Moore Sr. of the Second Mount Zion
Hmm.
Baptist Church, which is open and streaming as well if you want to. But as he was saying, you know, it's in the word that this was going to happen. This day was
Hmm.
going to come. We were
Hmm.
being prepared, but did we not miss it, or did we not take it too seriously? Or maybe we didn't take it seriously enough, or maybe we didn't understand what we should have been taking seriously. We may have understood it from a different terminology of where he was going, or she, our preachers, were teaching us to go. But it's here now, and this is what it's telling you. This is not it. This is here.
Hmm.
And by this being here, we have to be covered by all means necessary in every way, shape, or form.
That's right.
Prayer, preservation, armor up, germ up, hands washing. We need to be protected by all means necessary from our minds and our soul, inner and out. And we
Hmm.
must continue to protect our families, because we don't know who's the carrier, if there is a carrier. Matter of fact, we don't even know what this is.
No, we did not.
And because we don't know, we must be careful, over careful. Look, I brought the baby bag back out. Don't judge me. I brought the baby bag out. I got the baby bag and I don't have no babies, okay? I have the sanitizers, the baby wipes. I have
Hmm.
it all. I have the multiple masks. I have the gloves. I have it all, because you just don't know. You
And
just
you
don't.
want to, know what? Even with being that cautious, it can still just happen.
Yeah, yeah.
It can, it can still just happen. And I can tell you that, a lot of mine was done at my both times was from my place of employment where I go every day. It wasn't me going to the market where it happened. It wasn't me, hanging out with my brothers or family members. That no, it was where I went every day to make my needs. to
Yep.
make my, you understand what I'm saying? So it's just
Yep.
like, okay, okay, so this thing that's going on is has no respecter of persons.
Nope.
Nobody is exempt.
Nope.
No one is exempt. So
You may
just,
even have it and don't even know it.
and don't even know it. And don't even know it. Because
Yeah.
now, the first time around I felt one way, and this time around I just felt like I had a cold.
Yeah.
Literally, like the flu. It give you symptoms of the flu. So what did I do? I took my tea. I had my sea moss. I had my elderberry. I had, my daytime and my nighttime medicine. I had my ibuprofen for aches. Because that's what it
Yep.
is. You
You have to treat it.
feel
You know.
you
Yep.
feel like you just have a cold. When before the first time I literally thought I was going to die. Thank God, sisters. Let's be honest. I did. The
I
pain,
remember we
the
was
pain was
panicking.
unbearable.
We was panicking. We
The
was over here
pain
sweating like,
the pain was unbearable.
yeah.
And I think, and as I said before, I think, the God of my understanding and my creator for keeping me both times, and making sure that I did come out strong. But the first time I thought it was over. I will stop on my drive home now from Delaware County to Montgomery County is the best thing for me. I know that's right, cuz
Yes.
you
Because
go ahead through them counties. We are here
now
for
you know what makes it beautiful, even more beautiful. And this is when I knew that I grew up. The day I turned the radio off
and just driving.
and drove in silence.
It hits different when you're driving in
It
silence.
do. It
It's a
really,
different
really
type of
do.
self-care when you are driving in silence, when you can shut off everything to just
Everything.
drive. There's plenty of times that I am in my car.
Go ahead. You
Very
in your car and
silent.
what?
I'm sorry, I was reading her. There's plenty of times when I am in my car and everything is off.
Yeah.
Yo,
And one
that's
thing I did it, I
you
didn't even
feel like
know
that's
it.
part of self-care.
Yeah, I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it. And then was still
You didn't
sitting
know
in
you
the
didn't know
car.
the car was off. You didn't know that the
Yes. And I
music
was
was
still
off.
sitting there.
Hmm?
I was still sitting there. And it's like, are you still in your car? Like, it came to come to the point that my oldest son would come knock on the window and be like,
Now, see, that's irritating. If Nana does that, if Beautiful does that, I'm drop kicking her.
well, see, before, well, so let me clear it up for him. Prior to, and sometimes still, it hurts me to get out the car if I sit too long.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't get out the car by myself. So I need help.
Well, they checking in. I get it.
So he knocks on the window and be like, "Are you coming in? Come on, let me help you in, or let me, And I go and I do my wallow and I wobble out. People don't realize. Sometimes and I was talking about that on my live today. As sometimes I really can't get up, and it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
It's an excruciating pain, and the pain came because I put other people first. And because I put everybody before me, I didn't take care of me, and my problem took longer for me to handle it, which caused more damage, which now I suffer from sciatic pains.
Mm-hmm.
And what people don't know about sciatic pains is it's not just in one area. Over time, it's like a run in your stocking. It tears and it goes throughout your body. So where before it used to be just my right side, it now affects my left side sometimes. And sometimes I literally got to remind my body who I belong to.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to remind my body, and then my body reminds me. It's like, okay, but guess what?
But that's okay.
And it's a battle sometimes. So, sometimes I'm grateful for those knock on the windows. And then sometimes I'd be like, go away, go away, go.
And then you got to text them 20 minutes later, like, I'm ready to come out.
Yeah, I'm ready now.
I'm ready. I'm ready to come out. My daughter will, she won't come to the window, but she'll stand outside. She'll stand outside and she'll look. And you know how you might look up from your phone and look over? And then I'm just like, and she like, okay, I'm just gonna go back inside. So she's okay.
And you know what else I love about that? How when they get older, they understand the need for you to have your moment, and they
My
give it
moment.
to you, and they
Mhm.
stand and watch you from afar to make sure that you're okay. That's the best gift that you can give yourself in self-care, is to know that you have someone that can respect you taking out time for
Yes,
self-care.
ma'am. That's
At
right.
first, I used to just have, always just had to be with somebody. I always had to have a party at my house. We always had to have parties in our house. We always had to be a party going on. It always had to be a party, party, party. And it wasn't one, two, three. It was like five, six, seven of us. It always was a, it was just a lot of us. We always traveled mob deep.
Mhm.
But then I learned it's fine to have the time and the place for mob deep. But then it was a time for me to go, I just don't want to be bothered. And it should be okay.
Mhm.
And everybody should respectfully respect that from everyone. Give you your moment and make sure that the people around you respect you enough to give you that moment too, and understand that you, just like them, need that.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
You
need to
know,
take a break real quick.
it's huh?
No, go ahead. So what you gonna say?
Oh, no, no, no. I'll wait. You're gonna go pay a bill?
No, say what you was gonna say.
No, I was just gonna say, one of the things that what I have learned to love, is just learning to set those boundaries for myself.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I never set boundaries, y'all. I was always like, what do you want to do? Where are we going? What do you need me to do?
Yeah.
I'm in the car right now. I'm coming. I'm on my way. You want me to do this? You need me to do that? And then I was like, oh my God, I am burning this candle from both ends. And I will never forget. My supervisor said to me, I will never forget. I came in and I was so tired. And he was like, wow, you do too much. You're burning the candle from both ends.
Wow.
I
Yes.
would never ever forget. Yes, that was what he said to me, and I was like, I know.
You know, my grandmother was the wise one. She used to these are the moments when I remember I would say, what am I going to do when you're gone? And she said, you're going to remember everything I told you that you wasn't listening before.
Yes,
And I
because
was like,
those are
what?
the things that my mom said, and I'm like, that's why she said that. And
Yeah.
my mom will always say, if you don't hear me now, you gonna hear me later. And
Yeah.
I promise you, there
Yes.
is certain things that I can be doing, or certain things that I'm about to say, and I rehear that, and I'm like, Mom, that is exactly what you meant
Yep.
by
Yep.
that. And my mom used to always say, don't you let these people kill you. Don't y'all let
That's
these people kill y'all. My
what they
mom said,
say. Because what they say, because when you dead and gone, they gonna keep going, and
when
you gonna still be right there.
nah, no, no, don't you let these people kill y'all. What are y'all doing? That's what she used to say to me and my brothers and my sisters. Because
Yeah.
my mother was the one who took in everybody. My mother was the one who made sure there was room and space for brothers and sisters and cousins and people off of the street that we knew, friends lived with us. And my mom always made sure if she didn't make sure anything, it was always room in her house and it was always clothes. What do
Yep.
you need? We got you. And and as she got older in the party, my mom, God bless her, island girl, my beautiful Jamaican, we had parties 4 or 5 times a week. So people knew that Sill's house was the hot spot.
Mm-hmm,
Oh, we
mm-hmm.
know something happening. Even if listen, cooking fish, making fufu turned into a party. How?
Okay. Okay. How about trying to figure out the recipe for KFC chicken when they had the honey chicken? That turned into a party.
Turned
That
into a
turned
party.
into a dinner where it was like selling 5 pieces of chicken.
Like how? Like
But you know
how?
what? Our families, that's what we did. And we learned from that.
Mhm.
But what we didn't learn, but what we're learning now is they was able to still have self-care and do all of that. We were doing all that and had no self-care.
Because we lost it. Okay,
Yeah.
we
But
lost that part.
but we know now. We know now, right?
I know now, honey. This tea is magical.
I have my tea every day at work, and they be looking at me like, "You making your?" I said, "My concoction. That's going to get me through the day." So talk about concoction. I don't even know if y'all noticed my voice is not as scratchy as it used to be. That's because Me and my concoction.
You had your concoction. I know that's right. Rita says, yes, Mini Me. Oh, hi, Mini Me. We love you. We'll come outside. And if she can't see me, she would video call me. She would say, okay, I see you. I know that's right. See?
And you know what? And that's what's so funny because the way she do it, she even changes her voice, and then she starts giggling. You gotta love her. You gotta love her. She is she's a whole she's a whole city, a universe by herself.
I love her. She is so crazy. We have to focus on, self-care and things that, take care of you.
Yes.
Take care, whatever it is, at something small. Once a week, this is what I'm going. And ladies, contrary to what you believe, getting your nails and your feet done is not self-care. That's maintenance.
Yes. Yeah. It's self-care when somebody else pays for it and you just gotta go.
Well, now that's still considered maintenance.
Not if I ain't paying. And they make it their well duty to make sure that I go. Just because they want to make sure that I have my moment where I can massage and be quiet and get pampered. Yeah. Well, no, that's not self-care. That's a gift.
That is a gift of maintenance.
That's a gift.
Yes. Hint. Cash apps. Okay.
Yes. I hope I put the hint because we sure did throw it up in the sky. Did you see
I just want everybody to understand that I could not get my lashes done. Because I was down and out, okay? And my daughter said to me, God bless her, she said, Mom, take them lashes off because you are looking crazy.
Oh.
Because I could not
I have to hook you up with my girlfriend. I think I'm going to have to bring her on the show. She's a part of the eyelash. She owns an eyelash company. And in the company, they have the magnetic lashes.
Oh yeah, I love the magnetic lashes. I found a really good spot who does the individuals that is not an arm and a leg and your child's birth certificate to get it done.
You know what? On that note, you know what? We're gonna play a commercial because we gotta pay bills, and you just told us exactly why we gotta pay bills.
Okay. Chat.
Maintenance we gotta keep up with. We not gonna pay bills. We be right back, y'all. Don't y'all go nowhere because this is just the beginning of this cake. Wait till you get the icing. It's gonna be a much dessert. We be birth certificate. We be right back.
I feel like busting loose. I said, Shala, come on, y'all said. I said, Shala, get it, y'all said. I said, Shala, come on, y'all said. I said, Shala, hit it, y'all said. Give me the bridge now.
Jazz on the Pike. Illusion. 403 West Baltimore Pike, Clifton Heights, PA 19018. Reservations are recommended. Hosted by Andrea M. Jackson. And now a word from our proud sponsors. Cosmos Radio Network of the UK, proud sponsors for the Tri-City Finest, King of the Oldies, Ali Hackett, and the Princess Lovely. The international radio station that playing music that's out of this world. So yes, make sure guys get a chance to check out our locations. And I know what you're laughing at because you heard Sarita say not the child's birth certificate, right? Yes, Ray. Yes, your cousin is going to give up the child's birth certificate for lashes.
I'm just listen, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm just not going to be able to do. Like I get it, and I get the technique. I get it, and I understand it, but I'm not.
And that's called self-care, knowing when not to.
Knowing when not to is self-care. Yes.
Knowing when not to.
Knowing when not to.
Because trust me, I can spend my last dime to do what I want to do, but at the end of the day, why I have to put myself through that?
I'm not going to be able to.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Mm-mm. Nope.
No.
No, sir. No, ma'am.
Sometimes you just got to tell yourself no.
You,
You got to
yes.
tell yourself no. That's mature self-care when you can
There you
tell
go.
yourself no. You're
Yes.
not doing that.
When you are telling yourself no. So I looked up some things, right? Because I wanted to know, like, what are some ways that our people, this is a new year, this is 2022. What are some ways that you can practice self care? And what are some things that can be considered self care? You ready?
Ready?
Setting boundaries. We
Mm.
said that.
Should we talk about boundaries though?
Yeah, you want to talk about boundaries? So, do you want me to read all of them, or do you want to just go through like?
Let's let you go through them, but as we go and stop some, when we see something that's juicy,
Okay.
I think that's where because you know what? I want us to stick a pin in boundaries because boundaries is going to play a major part on the take care of you when you got to tell somebody bye.
Major. And when you have to say no, setting
Yes.
boundaries is so important. And staying with those boundaries. Do you remember don't cross the line? This line right here, I know I couldn't be on the ghetto one when I was younger. This line right here, and you draw the line with your foot. You remember that? And you was like, step on this line. If
I
you
dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Come on.
You were setting a boundary, even though it was kind of wretched, but you were setting a boundary. You said, if you come across this after I done told you not to,
I'm not responsible.
It's going to be consequences and repercussions. And guess what? Even in your adult life, you have to set those boundaries. You have to say, this, you see that line? This is what I'm not going to put up with. This is what I'm not going to take. This is what you're not going to put on me. Don't cross that line.
And listen here, y'all. See, I'm going to tell y'all something. Okay? I got to tell y'all, I got to get close to tell y'all something. No, I think I want to see what happens when I tell y'all. She don't put that foot out, but she will call your name properly. And you know she didn't put a boundary out there. So when you hear that chick go, Shauna, I'm like, oh. Even I
you gotta have boundaries. If
I'm
you
like, and then Serena got to step in the middle and go. And I'd be like,
because you want to know what, Sean? I didn't have those boundaries. I didn't set those boundaries. And then I will be up late at night with headaches, trying to complete all of the things that I was supposed, or that I thought I was supposed to do in that moment. And it just took when things that you love is no longer lovable, we have to set those boundaries so you can keep that love.
Yeah.
That for the things that you love to do, no matter what it is.
But you know what else it did? When you put the boundary out there, the people that love you respects the boundaries. And then it also teaches them, you know what, maybe I need boundaries too, because I must don't know them if I'm not practicing them with someone else. See, when you don't have boundaries, exactly, because it becomes a teachable moment. You have to understand, sometimes when you're teaching people how to treat you, that's self-care.
That's self-care. That's because on the list.
I'm not going to
allow. That's on the list, people.
Right. We're not doing this. But then it makes them stop and say, well, if they got to do that to me, what am I doing to me and what am I allowing? Because usually I'm becoming a mockingbird and I'm only mocking what I saw and I'm repeating what I was done and I'm doing it to someone else. And indirectly, now somebody got to stop me and go, no. That's not what we do. And just because that's what we used to do, don't mean that was right what we was doing then. Mm-hmm. It was, again, taught behavior.
Taught behavior. That's right.
And when you have taught behavior, that's a major ingredient that is a part of self-care. Mm-hmm. Because it's learned behavior now of what you need to do that you weren't doing, or maybe you were doing, but people wasn't respecting, causing you not to be able to do it. Because the one thing I learned with that boundary was setting a boundary for myself to know that I'm okay to be with myself. I can go to dinner by myself. I can go to the movies by myself. I can literally have fun by myself and have a
And that's
hearty
okay.
laugh. A heart, and it's not by myself because I'm upset. You don't have to be upset just to be by yourself. You can be happy and be by yourself. You do know that. You don't have to be under the covers sad, crying boo-hoo over Hallmark because you wish it was you. And that's the only
I
reason
love
why you
Hallmark.
like
I love
this.
Hallmark.
Hallmark used to kill me because I'll be like, when am I going to have my happy ending? And I was like, that's why you can't have your happy ending, because you don't even love yourself to have a happy ending.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I was getting ready to say that, but you want to know what? This new season of Hallmark, they're all not happy endings. I love that.
You know,
They're all not get the girl, get married, kiss, and everybody say, oh no. This term of Hallmark is okay. I'm okay. This happened. We set the boundaries. We're good, and this is what happened. So I absolutely love that. I used to. Well, I don't think I ever. I don't think I ever cried to be like a Hallmark Channel ending, but I love love. So because I love love, I'm always so happy and so grateful
exactly.
for what it is that I see. But this new section of Hallmark, y'all,
we're going to have a night about that. You know what? I think we're going to have a secret screening, and maybe we could talk about it. Or be about it. We won't. We'll have a room where we all can come in and watch together. It won't be something that we will be able to stream, but we can have a private streaming.
Yeah, we can have a private streaming. I like that. I like that idea. We can put that out there.
Yeah, we're gonna have a private stream, because remember we were supposed to be doing movie nights, but we was trying to stream them. So we're gonna have private movie nights.
Yeah. You just need a link to come in. I love that. Yeah, I love that. So let's go to the next one. Asking for what you need.
Ooh. Wait a minute, did we both just go?
Oh, how do you know what you need if you don't spend time with yourself to learn yourself?
She great preach, y'all. She great preach.
How do you know what you need? You know what I mean? Like how do I know? You're laying it on a little bit too thick. How do I know at this specific time I just need you to listen? How do I know that I don't like when you give me nicknames?
Did she just tell me something, y'all? Because I gave her a nickname. I don't know.
I love my nicknames. But I'm just saying, how do you know? Asking for exactly what you need. Right now, I just need you to just come see me. Right now, I just need to take a drive. Right now, I just need us to just be quiet. Right now, and I'm not even talking about relationships. I'm talking about situationships. I'm talking about not even boyfriend and girlfriend with your children. My mom, right now, I need you to take it down, beautiful. Right now, I just need a minute. No, please don't come jump on my bed. Right now, I just need a minute. Can we honestly do that? I'm learning, and it's a great thing. Because you want to know why? Because when you do that, you're setting boundaries.
Yes. And it is respectful boundaries, because you learn to respect each other. And it goes right back to what we said when we were children. We were told we couldn't do it. Why? Because I said so. And we didn't do it, not understanding why we couldn't do what we were supposed to do. But then later on found out that it was okay to do what we were doing, because we needed to understand. So when you got understanding, you move differently. And like Sarita said, you see the trash bag and know it's trash day.
Yes.
You act accordingly.
And
that's all, you know what? That's what that's called. That's what that's called. That's called acting accordingly without attitude.
That's right.
The triple A's, acting accordingly without attitude.
Love it.
Because I'm respecting what you have to say. I'm hearing you what to say. And I'm respecting your individuality as a person. Even though I may be mom and you may be child. Or I'm uncle, sister, oldest, youngest, oldest.
Mhm.
elder, whatever.
Mhm.
We're people, we're individuals. And I'm saying, listen,
No matter the age,
yes, take it off.
no matter the age, our children need things too. And you want to know why they close up? Because they don't feel like they're being heard.
Yep.
So then they go to other outlets. So it's okay. I always told my daughter, this is an open book. This is an open door forum. Okay. First curse word is a pass. Second one, I'm going to have to choke slam you. Just-
So mine was called, okay, no holds barred. We would have a no holds barred conversation, but it had to be introduced first. You couldn't just start walking around and start talking however you wanted to talk. You had to give me warning. We had to set a time to the side to sit down and actually talk about it. And you had to respectfully say what you had to say. It wasn't like being disrespectful. It wasn't a right for you to just be ignorant
That's
and
right.
say whatever you want to say because you're mad. No, we're
That's
going to
right.
talk like adults. We're going to drop the bars, but then when you're done, it's done.
It's done. We're going to discuss this one time. No matter how long it takes. We're going to get it out on the table. We're going to say what we need to say. I am going to respect that. And I'm understanding what it is that you're asking of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I don't understand, then we're going to have to discuss it so I can get a better understanding. Because you're not going to get it overnight. We're not going to get it overnight.
Right.
So with asking for what you need and for setting boundaries, saying no is also setting boundaries.
Ooh, honey. Well, I learned how to say
Saying
the
no
word
is the
no.
hardest thing for me. Saying no, and I am learning. And you want to know what's so sad is the people that I always said yes to when I started saying no, they started moving funny. So it
Honey.
made it easier for me. It made it easier for me to say no because now I see you. And I
Yep.
see that you were, I see that, as long as it was, I can always count on Val. Val is going to say yes. Val is going to be there. Val is going to do it. That we're good. But the second that I started saying no, that's when the problem started. So I said, oh, well, now it just makes it easier for me to say no to you because now I see how you roll and I see what role you on.
It's called control. When you take that control back,
When you take your control
when
back.
you understand how to use that control button,
Yeah.
and you say you have no longer control over my life,
Yeah. Say
the
no.
demon child that will come out of the child that you just said it to will
Yes.
be like mind blowing.
It's absolutely crazy. And you want to know what is so crazy is, and my bishop, I love him so much. My spiritual father, Bishop Paul M. Burke Jr. in Bible study, right? We have virtual Bible study. So I don't even know what we were talking about. And it was kind of like towards the end of the Bible study. And, I was just saying how, I find it so crazy that the second that I say no, how people turn on me the second that I say no. So you want to know what he said to me? Jesus said no one still love people. He went in the temple turning over stuff because they was out of order. Did that not mean that he didn't love?
That's
Did that
right.
not mean that he was the Messiah? Did that not mean that he was supposed to be there? So, one of the things that I dislike, is when you start to say no to people and they know, oh, I thought you was Christ then. Oh, I am Christ then. But just because I'm Christ then don't mean that I can't say no.
Exactly. What was my ape name? What was my ape name? Come on, Sarita. I need you to speak up. What was my ape name? What the ape said? He said, no.
Loved it. And saying it and when I learned no is such a wonderful feeling. If
And
I don't
powerful.
feel like doing it, no. If I say you can't, no. And it's okay.
Yep.
And it's
When
okay.
somebody don't respect you for your okay, then that's where you put that boundary up and you take the control back level and you let
That's
them
right.
know,
And you
take care of you.
that's right. That's right. It's so crazy because I love how these all like piggyback off of each other. I love that.
All
So
the time.
the next one is forgiving yourself. The hardest thing to do is to forgive yourself. But guess what? It's part of self-care because when you start to forgive yourself, you don't live in that space anymore. That space is now closed for you to start moving towards whatever it is that you need to move to because we can start to drown ourselves in a space of unforgiveness with ourselves. I had to forgive myself for so much. I have to forgive myself on a regular to say, I'm learning. I'm getting there. I'm learning. I forgive you for the things that you were a little ignorant to today. I forgive you for your attitude that you may or may not have later on down the day. I forgive you. I have to forgive myself. Because if I don't forgive myself, how can I honestly accept a forgiving statement from someone else?
That's true. You know,
And that's part of self-care. Forgive
that
yourself today.
you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
forgiving yourself is not holding yourself captive for what had to happen.
That's right.
Because some of the things that we've gone through, had it not happened, we couldn't be the people strong that we are
That's
today.
right. That's right.
Regardless to whatever happened was. I always say I love the song that Eric Roberson had. And I was so happy that I was a part of the thing that he had where you can sign on to the group, and he was able to collab with everyone and talk about what he was doing and how he was doing different things, and we were hearing how he was putting different things together, and how they were living and doing things together, and in between that we learned to explore different things. And forgiveness was one of the things we talked about and dealt with. And one thing that I loved, and I would tell everybody to have a different perspective of thinking about it and watching it and listening to the words of the song, is the song called Lessons. So
Is that that song? God has a funny way of
yes,
showing you lessons. That song.
yes. And that talks about it because in the middle of the catch of the song, it says, what happened led me to you. I'm so glad that that breakup, that heartbreak, it led me to the one I was supposed to be with. Sometimes we have to go through these hard things in life so that it can build us to be prepared for what's about to become of us.
But you want to know what I got out, and it's amazing. I love when we even the production staff period, when we sit down and we have conversations about our take on songs, because that specific verse or that specific saying that he said, it made me think that he was singing it brought me back to this, not this, not it led me back to this. It
And
led
it
me back
did.
to it let not it led me to find that specific person, or all of the breakups led me to who I'm dating now. No, all of the breakups and everything that I went to let me here, because I was so broken I couldn't do nothing but communicate with you, or have that commune with you, because I was so broken and I needed that. So I absolutely I like that song, by the way.
And you know what? It's also about that.
Mhm.
I'll give you another prime examples. And when and yes, my card. When you have the song and the meaning,
Mhm.
you have to be able to have a oneness with him in order for you to have a oneness with people. And if your communication and connection is not up and straight with him, it can be wiggly and wiggly, but you have that communication between you. You can't see nobody. You can't love. You just can't, because your whole world is just out of control. And not to get spiritual anybody, but when it comes down to it, you have to sit back and look at the reality of it and say, you know what, you're right. Because when you don't have that oneness and that with you and him, you can't even see yourself
Mhm.
because you're so broken.
Mhm.
You're so under whatever's going on. You believe you're being attacked. You believe the dark shadows. You're under stones. You just taking everything from a negative, dark place in your life.
Uh-huh.
And because of everything that happened to you, you had nowhere else to go because you was as low could go. So you had to look up.
The gut. That's right.
When you looked up and saw who was there for you, then that's when you're able to see the godly in people, and you find that unconditional love and that unconditional affection that gets you and gather you with those type of people in your life to help you. So yeah, I'm glad that happened because I was broken. I'm now remolded.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we have to be broken in order to be reshaped, because how we was feeling and how we was created was tainted and messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to get a new outlook on, or as my pastor would say, you needed your hardware cleaned off on your computer screen and in your computer system. You needed a new hard drive fix over.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love that too. And you know another song that did that? Music Soul Child. The song Love was originally a spiritual.
You have to Yes, it was that song was originally a spiritual song. It was a spiritual song.
It was
And
about
no one wanted to play it. No one wanted to take it that way. But you want to know what's so crazy is I think that song, even though they claim that it would not have been as successful, I think that it would have been even more successful, because the time that song came out, secular was kind of sort of moving into the gospel era, and they was kind of sort of bringing in the younger folks off of the secular back end. So I honestly believe that song would have done so much more. And I absolutely I love that song. So big up some Music Soul Child.
Yes.
Philly's greatest, one of Philly's greatest. Philly has some amazing artists.
And you know he's coming to Philly, right? Ow! He's coming back home and doing the show. Maybe, just maybe, baby, since it is in February, we might just be able to not only do it as a production, but we may be able to sponsor some tickets where somebody can win some tickets to go see the show.
I like that.
Yeah, if we could pull that off.
I like that. We have to definitely see what's going on.
And we'll look into some stuff. Or maybe we can even do it as a raffle. You never know.
We'll see. A raffle sounds good as well. We could definitely figure out and try to find out how much those things how much they cost, and we can definitely bless someone to have a wonderful evening.
Definitely.
So they'll be able to spice it up. All right, so what's another one? Let's see. All of them kind of sort of like play off of each other. So the next one is taking a step back. We said that.
Okay.
Asking for help. Spending time alone. And putting yourself first.
Yes.
Honey, once you learn to put yourself first, let me tell you something. With everything that I learned now, if I would have known to put myself first, a lot. But you want to know what? I'm grateful for every situation and everything that I've ever I have been through, because my testimony is definitely a test for someone.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful for. I'm so grateful for that. Baby's in the room. I'm sorry, she be all over the place. Look.
Is baby in the house? So everybody, if you all know that TKBSDS production has a baby, she is not a mascot. She is our baby. Hey, baby.
All over the place. She be like, I be like, I'm in the meeting. She be like, no, we in the meeting.
I was waiting for her to show up. I thought she was gonna come swing through like she normally do.
Okay,
You're like, oh, there go baby.
Okay. But yes, so I'm grateful for everything that I have ever encountered, for every lesson that I have ever, that I have ever encountered. And I can't say good, bad, or indifferent, because I've learned so much about myself, and I've learned so much about being able to have that self-care and being able to let go of family and friends and associates and things like that for not respecting my boundaries, because at the end of the day, you just want peace.
That's it. It's about peace. And if you can't find inner peace within yourself, how can you say you want peace? You don't know what peace is.
You don't know what it is.
No, because you don't even have it.
Yeah.
It could be right there in front of your face and you don't know it because you haven't experienced it to understand that's what that is.
That's right. That's right.
Look, we be right back, y'all. We got more of this list to go to. And then we're going to really nail it and talk about how we going to say, take care of you I believe we're still doing that right now.
I believe so.
Way,
Mhm.
you know.
I believe so.
So again, I'm on with Val, my sunshine. Spot in the house with me on the sister chat. Don't y'all go nowhere, y'all. We be right back. We got to go and pay them bills. Bills.
Can you pay my bill? Can you pay my telephone?
May your 2022 be filled with nothing more than surprises. Something unique representing purpose rightfully in solar energy. If you want to create a drop, release your new song with a pop, do you need an exciting intro for your video, promote your business, products, or shows? Contact us for customized digital video packages. For more details, email us at tkbsds.org@gmail.com. How do you cross the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean without a boat? You do it right here with a jazzy moment with Lovely on Cosmos Radio Network. So we're back and we're talking about self-care and basically just about take care of you, whichever take care of you have to do.
Yes.
Whether it is to tell them goodbye, whether you have to tell them goodbye, whether you have to tell them hello, or maybe just about sitting with you. But at the end of the day, the whole focus is about you. Period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How the kids say it, period.
Period. So listen, it's so crazy because there was like a will. You know, I'm always looking up something, right? So there is a self-care will. So I think I should send it to you so we can post it. It talks about the psychological, emotional, spiritual, personal, and professional. So let me just tell you guys something on a professional will of self-care. Okay.
Let me go ahead and take you up to the screen so you can tell it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So for your professional, on the professional will, guys, and like seriously, take time for lunch. Most people don't even do lunches. They still sit at their desk. They work overtime. This says do not work overtime. Leave your work at work.
What?
Leave your work at work. When you clock out, whatever is there, leave it there. That is a form of self-care. Do not work during your time off, Sean. If the production company is on vacation, do not work, Sean. If the production company is on vacation, do not work, Sean. That is self-care. Let's see.
Wait, flag on the field. Again. Seriously? Really?
Yeah. Take mental health days. That's why you have vacation, right? That's why you have vacation. You have, my job, we get vacation and then like an extra day or something like a sick day or something. I'm calling out because I need to take this personal time, right? Then it says learn to say no. Plan your next career. Take all of your vacation and sick days. Do not roll those bad boys over. Do not. If you get 20 days, use all of them accordingly. Put your time in. Say, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to take that. You want to know why? Because that's part of self-care. And last but not least, get regular supervision. That means if you have to go talk to your supervisor to see how you were doing what it is that you're doing, if it's anything that you need to get help with or whatever it is, we have the evaluations and things like that. But, my supervisors are so cool. I can just go in and just talk to them. You know what I mean? So that helps. Here it is with the physical, showing safe housing. Regular medical care. Guys, medical care is a part of self-care. If something is wrong with you and you don't have any insurance, you are neglecting your body, you are neglecting your mind, you are neglecting everything that you do. Okay? Eat healthy, exercise, be sexual. Can we talk about
Can
that?
we talk about that? Bring it back. Bring it back.
Be sexual. Be sexual. Okay, but be cautious, be careful. But be sexual. Do you know that a releases everything? It's the endorphins. And you want to know what? Intimacy is an amazing thing. If you're not being sexual, but you're having that intimacy moment with someone that you are with, it releases so many endorphins in your body and you just feel so great afterwards. Okay? Get
Honey,
enough
make
sleep.
you want to skip down the street singing fa la 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 la.
There you go. Because you want to know why? Great nights lead to great mornings. I'm just saying. Okay. Take a vacation. Take time off. Get massages. You know, acupuncture treatments and Reiki treatments are amazing. If you or even a yoni steaming, even if you've never had those things, do that. Bubble bath, a kiss. A kiss is part of self-care. How do you know if he loves you so? Okay. It's in his kiss. That's where it is. That's where
it is.
Take a walk. Turn off your cell phone and get some me time in. I love that. Psychological is self-reflection, journaling, therapy, self-awareness, sensory engagement, aromatherapy. Do you know a good candle can just take you to the moon? Whew. If you have a good candle, relax in the sun. Join a support group. Think about positive qualities. Practice asking for and receiving help. Y'all, these are amazing. Cuzzo says, my doctor told me a couple of years ago I was having hot flashes because I wasn't being sexual. I couldn't stop laughing at him. Cuzzo, okay, not being sexual will have you mad that the grass is green. I'm just saying.
You know what? I'm going to.
Why? Why?
I'm
Why
backing-
is this grass green? Why?
I'm backing you out. I'm backing you out. I don't like you and Sarita right now. You and Cuzzo, I'm about to switch screens. I'm about to bring her on and I'm about to go off. Yo,
I'm just saying.
oh my-
Emotional.
but you know what?
Yes.
There is some truth to that sexual part.
Yes.
Can we keep it real? Because did you notice that you be so tired and you be sleeping on the couch, you be sleeping, are you just so tired because you're not fulfilling that emotional need and it's just not there and you just have no drive for nothing. But the minute you release, what that song say, release yourself,
You get that extra
honey,
win.
honey, you even drive different.
Yes. Yes. Everything is
And
completely
guess
different.
what? Everybody could tell that you got some because your walk is different when you walk.
Your walk is different. Your talk is different. You're smiling. Cuzzo said, I told him I was going through menopause. So she's talking about her doctor.
Oh God.
Cuzzo, you wasn't going through menopause. You didn't tell that doctor that you was going through menopause, okay? And you want to know what, ladies? Part of self-care is, and okay. There's my disclaimer. Okay. I am like, okay. If you're not releasing, if you're with someone and you're not releasing and you're not getting that fix, don't do it any longer.
Did y'all hear what she said?
Self-care is not one-sided.
Did she hear what she said? Did y'all hear what she said? I just want to know, did y'all hear what she said? Did y'all hear what she
Self-care
said?
is not one-sided. So I refuse to give myself and not give myself.
I didn't say it, y'all. She said it this time.
Well, I'm just saying it's part of what we're talking about. Is in here. We was talking about the second
Look,
solution.
you know what my disclaimer is, right? Don't go waking Adam up if Adam is asleep, because it just may be he ain't your Adam.
I just know, it's just not. If it ain't, because then you're angry. The next day you're angry, and then you can't tell that you had self-care because then you got an attitude. You're tired.
Yep.
Your back hurt. Your neck hurt? Your shoulders hurt?
Look, just stretch me long, stretch me wide, and love me all day long, all night long, and I give you whatever you want, whatever you need. I'm just
That's part of that is part of self-care. Emotional. Emotional is self-love.
let me bring it back. Let me bring it back. My skin is crawling.
Okay, look
My
at
skin
it.
is crawling.
Y'all see how I switched it? Emotional is self-love. Cry.
I'm trying to have some self-love right now because emotionally, that just messed me up. Whoa.
Did you know that crying is part of self-care? Crying
Yes.
is the ultimate release.
Release it all.
It's something amazing about a good cry. Don't you just feel so much
You feel better afterwards. And you
after a
almost can
good
kinda deal-
cry?
and you almost can actually deal with what you're going through afterwards
Right.
too.
Afterwards, yes.
Yeah.
Laugh. Say I love you. Watch a funny movie. Find a hobby. Flirt. Is that why I'm so happy?
Wait, did y'all understand how quickly she started? Did y'all hear that?
I am such a flirt, but when people flirt back, I be so lost. I don't know what to say after I put it out there. So don't flirt back to me.
All I'm going to say is just don't let her braids me down and whiplash.
That ain't it. That ain't it. Okay. That ain't it. Okay, so flirt. Buy a cocktail. Cuddle with your pet. I love Baby. Baby is always up on me.
I
Okay?
cuddle with my teddy bear. Yes,
Listen.
don't judge me. I have a teddy bear that I cuddle up with
Because
along
you
with my
know what?
pillow.
Yes, they are flirting 101 because yes, but when they flirt back, I can't do it. I don't know what to say. It's too much.
And
But I
don't touch her. Just don't flirt from a distance. Do not flirt and touch. Warning, warning. Forget the flag on the field. Just don't flirt and touch. And if y'all do, all y'all just gotta lean the opposite way of where she turned.
It's too much.
Because I declare, me and Serena both was like,
I wasn't ready.
and she turned around and said, I'm not here for this. I'm not.
Some things I'm just not here for. That was too much. That was too much for me. I needed a drink. Oh, Alex, thank you for joining us.
Listen, let me tell you something, Alex. I'm glad you said that. Let me tell you something. And some other people may not agree with me, but this is me talking at this point. Love don't have a color.
It has no color.
So I don't care. Love does not have.
Mm-hmm.
It don't. There's no color to what love is, and there's no.
And we don't see in color,
and there's no ethnicity to love either.
That's right.
So if it's love, it's just love. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican, whatever, Hispanic, one of the water people, you know who the water people are, Jamaicans, you know, us water people, Trinis, Haitians, whatever it is that you are.
You want to know setting boundaries. You want to know what I hate? When
Go ahead.
Do that to me. Oh, that island girl. Don't do that.
Yes, don't do that. Don't do that. Because then you're going to see the island girl. Don't do that.
That island girl.
Especially when you hear her go, and you
want to know what if there is any way, if you want to grind my gears, say that, because I hate that. Yeah. Don't do that to me. That island girl.
We are not boxes. Don't put yourself in a box. That's self-care. Don't allow yourself to be put in a box, and don't you go in a box.
That's right. Don't put yourself in a box. So let's see. We did the hugging with the pet. Y'all see Baby all the time. Baby is always here. Tell yourself you are gorgeous. Mary J. Blige says it. Hello, gorgeous. Right? Her new song out. When she wakes up in the morning before she even get out the bed, she says,
and then she say, "Bring the cake." She is the cake. That song too. Yeah.
She says, "Hello, gorgeous," and practice forgiveness. So yes, definitely. So spiritual. Moving right along. Self-reflection. Go into nature. Find a spiritual community, not a cult. a spiritual community. Self-cherish, meditate, sing, dance, play, be inspired, take yoga. It's a place called Bikram Yoga that's right there that we need to go to, Sean. I think all of us, I'm going to pit it so the three of us can go. It's Bikram Yoga and it's right next to Kababish. Right there on 41st and Chestnut.
So they're gonna want to watch me try to hold my ankle up against my leg and roll over, y'all. That's what they want to
But
see.
you want to know what? It's so awesome because the room
No,
is
it's a joke. It's a joke. I believe in yoga.
the room is on 1,000. The heat in there is on like 1,000, right? And they give you, these moves and things like that. And it's a beginner, so they have like the beginner stage.
Okay,
And
we can do that.
it's absolutely amazing, right? And then when you're done, you lay on the floor and they give you this towel to put over you, and you're just like, oh my God. Yoga is excellent for your back. I used to do yoga all the time because I fell while I was ministering. So I have a bad back many years ago. So the yoga stretches me out and it's just awesome. And then we can go eat at Kababish because the food is
Yeah, and you know what else it is good for? It's good for blood flow.
blood flow. Yoga is awesome. Yes, Cuzzo. Cuzzo said, Mary J. Blige's song, Good Morning, Gorgeous, but she also said yoga is fun. Yoga is absolutely fun. Definitely.
So the question of Alexandros wanted to know, do we like white guys?
I think he's being like facetious now. So
I hope he's not, because my thing is we already told you there's no such thing as color for us. It doesn't matter who you are. We're gonna love you for who you are.
yes,
Period.
And that's
So yes, but just do me one favor. Don't hit my inbox and don't message me on YouTube, because I'm not gonna respond to wanting to be involved. Because even though I am available, I'm not available, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
But that doesn't mean just to you. That means anybody and everybody. That was a PBA, because a lot of people is always saying, "Are you available?" Because it's this thing right now. I am where I am, and I need to be where I am so that I don't bleed onto someone else.
That's right. And you want to know what self-care is? Is knowing that you're not ready. So let's do this because we're on personal.
Yep. See,
Personal
look at that. We're right on point.
We're on personal. Learn who you are. Accept who you are. Know when you're not ready. Figure out what you want in life. Plan short and long-term goals. Make a vision board. Foster some relationships. Go on dates by yourself. Get coffee with a friend. Just relax. Write a poem. Spend time with your family. Cook out. Learn to play something and get out of that.
Now, I want to add something to that.
Love you, Cuzzo. Cuzzo has to go.
Okay. See you, Riri. So look, I need to add to that. While you're self-caring, you know you're self-caring.
Mm-hmm.
And you know you're dealing with this personal part in your life. Self-care, to respect somebody else, to let them know that's what you're doing, so they cannot and understand whether they need to self-care with you or understand.
Well, self-care is always personal. I don't ever think that you should.
But this is what I mean by. But this is what I mean by when I say personal with you. Respect your boundary of your time for you needing that, and don't mislead them to believing that we can become that, because this is where you are right now. So you're letting them know, look, I'm self-caring. So if you want to wait while I'm self-caring, you self-caring with me. That's what I mean by when I say self-caring with me. Respect that that's where they are right now. And don't be pushy to, I'm trying to be in a relationship. Okay, well, I'd rather wait for you to be ready. Or respectfully tell them, don't wait for me. See, that's the difference. And when you're in that mode of that spiritual realm of personal, also make that disclaimer to let everybody else know, so respectfully they can respect you in your moment. Because if I don't know that's what you're doing, I'm going to think you acting funny. You know what I'm saying? And then it turns out to a whole big thing, and all you was doing was self-caring.
But that's also with the setting the boundaries and letting people
Yep.
know exactly where you are in the moment that you're there.
Yeah.
And that dates back to telling you what I want from you. No,
Yeah.
I don't want friends with benefits. No, I don't want to have sex. No, I don't want to have these names and calling each other. I just want someone that I can talk to right now. If you can be with me in this moment where I am, okay. If not, I completely understand. But I'm not going to change my rhythm or the beats to my drum because you can't understand where I'm at.
Say that
That's
one more time.
ultimate
I
self-care.
need you. I need you to do an Ace Venturas moment for me.
I don't know.
I need you to bring that back. You're not going to change what?
I'm not going to change the beat of my drum. I'm not going to change my rhythm because one of the things that we tend to do is when we bop it and we doing this, right? This is us. This is us. And then somebody else comes along and they're doing this. We tend to go all around, right? Because we're keeping what we're doing, but we're also making room to let them know that I'm here. And it's like, no, honey, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm going to stay. You go ahead and go. This is you. And I get that and I understand it, but I'm not there yet. And I'm not going to stop my groove of being here too quick, prematurely, to jump in and do this with you. I
And
just
that's the
can't.
word. Yep.
And
And
that's part of
respect
self
yourself.
care.
Yeah, and respect yourself to know to do that.
Mhm.
Because prematurely you stop what you're doing, then that's just like you taking out a steak and the steak ain't done yet and you trying to eat it.
Yeah.
It's not done.
I mean, you could put it in like, the new wave and
I'm gonna tell you one more time. My skin is crawling. There's certain words you cannot use, and put it in is one of them. Okay.
or the air fryer. Those things get done quick. But who wants something microwave? There's a difference between throwing that steak inside of the air fryer or the new wave or beating that sucker up and putting it in the oven and letting it cook the time that it's supposed to cook. You are going to enjoy it.
You're going to enjoy it. The reward will be worth the wait.
And that's part of self-care. Part of self-care is not throwing it inside of the air fryer.
Don't
Because
rush
you want
it.
it quickly. Don't rush it. Take your time, boo, and you're going to love it when it's ready.
Because, honey, when it's done,
it's done. Period. If it's up, then it's stuck. No, look at me.
Is that the end of your wheel?
Yes, that is the end of the wheel. But I think that the wheel was awesome, right?
Yeah, it is. I love it. And for all of you who wants to know, this is the wheel. So you make sure that if you don't remember this wheel, you can find this wheel and come back to the show and get this wheel.
That's
and
right.
Again, you can Google it. It's called the self-care wheel. And there are many, many self-care wheels. You might want to even do yourself a favor and create an index of wheels.
That's right. You can make your wheel.
Yeah, and make yourself an index of wheels. And then one day, because believe it or not, they all are steps that you can do in one day. So you can take that little wheel index out and say, okay, today, you know what? I'm going to use this one. And this is the self-care I'm going to do today. Because remember, one of them said, take a bath. That was on another wheel. Another one said, go to the movies.
Take a hot bath. Yeah.
That was another wheel.
So one of the things that we did at my church was, and I want to say that it was, I don't know if it was a VBS activity or if it was just like a ladies' night activity that we did, is we had this jar and we put, things that we can do for self-care inside of this jar. And whenever you feel like you don't know what to do, I'll pop that sucker up and whatever that thing says is what I do.
Yeah. We used to play games like that when we were younger with our families. We would have family night. And we would put all different things we wanted to do as a family. Yeah. And we would go in the jar or go in a bucket and say, all right, y'all, what we want to do? Because everybody didn't know what they wanted to do. What we going to eat? Everybody don't know what we going to eat. What movie we going to watch? Anybody didn't know. You put all that stuff in there. That's how we were able to communicate. That's how we stayed together. And that was how we brought balance. And when you have self-care, you have balance in your life. And you're able to balance the things within your life because there's balance. So it's amazing. This was one of those off the skull conversations. We did not prepare for this at all. But because
I was just invited like an hour ago.
right? And we've been on for about an hour. So that goes to tell you, I just called and I was like, all right, this is what we're doing. Can you come? All right, let's go.
I was like, okay.
But I say all that to say, had we not gone through some things in our life, we would not be able to have the conversation today to make these declarations and these statements. So don't beat yourself up so bad when you say, but I've been through this, I went through this, I was on this, I was on that, I suffered from this, I handled that, I was a part of this. All that had to happen to get you to where you are today. But at the end of it all, you have to say, what do I do now that I've done all that I've done to move forward?
Right.
That's the difference. And
Right.
when you say take care of you, what are you saying goodbye to when it comes to you? Now that
First
you
of
know,
all, you got to say goodbye to yourself. Period.
got
You have to say goodbye to yourself. You have to say goodbye to your old habits. You have to say goodbye to your stinking thinking. You have to say goodbye. Baby is off the hook. You have to say goodbye. Why? Like, why? You have to say goodbye to all of the things that you are used to doing. Because when you say goodbye to those things, you open up the room for you to be able to accept new things.
Yeah. So that was because we had the conversation of baby flying through, so if she didn't fly through tonight, that means nobody will believe that our baby flies.
He had to show y'all what it was,
And that's a part of baby being a part of her self-care, being able to do what she can do freely.
Freely.
I know we're going to get ready to go and pay our last bill, but we can't leave before we let Auntie Says come in the house and say what she
I completely forgot about Auntie Says. Okay.
So Auntie Says, Auntie has a couple of minutes to say something to us. And then when she comes back, we'll go ahead and bid our farewell. But let's see what Auntie got to say.
Okay.
Just want to jump over for a second because this happened to me over the holiday that just passed, Christmas. And I was just sitting there observing something that really pondered me, or made me start to ponder, I should say. Being brutally honest can really make you look brutally ignorant. If no one has asked for your honesty or invited you in to give them your opinion of their situation, their style, whatever it may be, why do you feel that it's necessary? Why do you feel like it's needed? Why do you feel like it's welcome? Sometimes with that brutal honesty, we need to stop, pause, right? Sit in the mirror and look at ourselves inside and out. And you will find, I guarantee you, some imperfections. Now, how will you feel if people say, or people are brutally honest to you? Are you the type that, I can take it, this is who I am, and then go inside your private place and you break up and you cry, or you get angry at the person, you don't want to deal with the person because you cannot handle the repercussions of someone else telling you the truth? Or are you the person that just don't care because your power, your intellect, your finances, all that stuff you think has gained you the right to be brutally honest with someone? Let's stop and think and process before we speak, if it's not an invitation to be so. For someone to be brutally honest with you, 9 times out of 10, there has to be a relationship. There has to be some vulnerability. There has to be a level of trust. Don't nobody care about you being brutally honest when it doesn't make a difference, when it doesn't help a person to change, or it doesn't help a person to acknowledge and realize maybe the situation or the decision that they're going to make is not good for them. You're giving them the other side of that. But if you're brutally honest just because, and your hashtag line is everybody know about me, everybody know, oh, he a trip, she a trip, they gonna say if they would. It's not funny. It's really not funny because you're not considering the one you're speaking with or speaking to. Look at yourself first, because the way you talk to people is a clear image of your character. We're back in this pandemic where we never left. We have a new variant. Please be safe in your movement. Go back to washing your hands. Happy birthday over and over again. Mask up. And I would like to say this in all sincereness. If you have not been inoculated, and that's your choice, but don't make it a secret around others, because you could be the very cause of someone getting sick or even losing their life. And it may not be intentional, but you have to say where you are if you want to be around people. That's only right and that's only fair. Be brutally honest on that. Have a good day. I love you from that special place. Until the next time, peace.
Auntie says, I'm trying to tell you, she be saying it, don't she?
Listen, okay? If it does not apply, then let it fly, okay? But I don't need you up in my business, but I'm not even talking to you. I don't need you in my business if I'm not talking to you. I don't need your 2 cents, boo. I don't need your 5 cents. And I think that's what the problem is. People are so quick to put their 2 cents in something, and I'm not even talking to you.
And then if I am talking to you, where do you come off being rude about it? It's a way to say it calmly, yes, collectively, nicely.
Yes. There's a way. There is a way to say things. There's a way to speak to people. And it also goes back to the whole self-care thing. Learn your boundaries. And you have to let people know, you don't have to speak to me that way, because you have to treat people how to treat you.
Yes. And you can't get mad. Right. And you can't get mad because a person wants you to treat them the way they want to be treated, not the way you feel as though they ought to be treated.
Correct.
You have to understand it's called a respect of manner.
That's right. That's right.
We done did it again, boo. It was a lovely day. I'm just so glad that you was available and you were able to come through today. Even in your situation instead. I really appreciate you and thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. It's been so long since I've been on the Sister Chat. So it felt good to be here. So thank you guys so much for joining in. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed. Okay. It was kind of risque for a second there.
I'm going to leave that word right where it is. Because she doing it to me again, y'all. My skin is in the mode of crawling.
We hope that you guys enjoyed the experience. Please know that this will be updated onto our podcast. So whatever major streaming podcast you listen to, we are there. Okay, so be sure to go ahead and download TKBSDS Productions. We have some amazing experiences that we know you guys will just love. Thank you to everyone who was on our YouTube channels. You guys absolutely rock. And everyone who trickled in through the Know, KNOW, BS Duo Show, as well as the Sister Chat. And to all of my vibe tenders, cheers. We want to thank you guys so much for being here with us. And we hope you enjoyed the experience.
Yes, because it truly was an experience tonight.
Yes.
And now y'all understand why I love when my sunshine is in the room. He just makes everything so bright. Now, listen, guys, remember, this is where you come back every Wednesday. We do this. You already know. You just may not know what time we're coming in. But I found that it's kind of better when you're looking for us. And then when you find us, it just makes it so much better. But do know it's going to be on a Wednesday. That's all I'm saying. Does that mean I'm changing the time again? Maybe. But do know that we're going to be here. But most importantly, do remember this. And Val, again, thank you so much for coming through tonight. And it did feel so good to have you back. So, welcome to 2022. I hope you guys love it, enjoy it, embrace it, and remember to take your self-care. But most importantly, remember, it's not that you can't wear your crown. It might fall off, tilt to the side, and you may catch it in the air. Just brush it off if it hit the ground. Do whatever you need to do. It just may be. It's not that you can't wear it. You may just have to adjust it a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Sister, that crown down.
Just a little bit.
Just leave it. All right, y'all. So we're going to say good night. We love you. We appreciate you. And we want nothing but the best for you. So until next time. Oh, don't forget, same place, almost around the same time. Tomorrow, check out Turn Up Thursday, Raise Your Praise with Sister Val over there. And I'm going to let her go ahead and close us out and let her tell you why you need to check in tomorrow.
Thank you guys so much. Listen, tomorrow is a wonderful experience that we have here where we're able to just come together and just worship and just have an amazing time. And you never know what people are going through. That is definitely my time to do testimonies, and we're just there and we have a great time. So listen, come on in. Make sure you guys are turning it up. Make sure you guys are following us because we're going to have an amazing time. Turn Up Thursday. Raise the praise, y'all. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.
So from us to you, good night.
Good night, guys.